How's it going, everybody? This is Dignity from OG Craft, and I'm bringing you a BattleArena tutorial. A lot of people have kind of struggled on understanding exactly the ins and outs of this plugin, and it is freaking awesome. So I'm going to be copying this arena that you see here to a brand new location and setting it up to be a battleground. There's multiple different types of arenas that come default with the plugin, and it also gives you the ability to customize your own. So I'm going to be picking one of the default ones today and doing just a little bit of customization to it to kind of give you an idea of what you can do and the capabilities of this plugin. It's freaking fantastic. So as you can see, over here we've got wool areas that designate the teams. Each team area has a little starting zone. Basically, you'll pop here on this block, we'll go over it, and you'll be able to jump right into the fray. If anybody decides they want to spawn hug way down in there and just stay in the back, we've given you some blocks to jump in there and bash the face in. So I'm going to bust out of here real quick, and I've already set this up to make this copy really easy. So this is a nice little waterfall. You can glide up in the middle of the match and basically rain destruction down on your enemies. So go ahead and put this back here, just like that. Alright, so I've already got my points marked up here. Let's turn the rain off. Weather, sun, 9. And we'll go ahead and get copying here. It should turn to sun here soon. Maybe. There it goes. Alright, now we'll actually set this down to anyway, I'll be copying here, and now I've got this copied. I've actually got my little marker set, so I'm going to go on this side. Ooh, if I can get there. Stand here in the middle on this last block here, and I'm going to do a copy. You will definitely need wool edit for this plugin. It does not work without it. And if you use any of the other plugins that are dependent, like Arena Spleef or Arena Paintball, you'll have to have BattleArena as well. So going down here, I've already got a marker out. Oh, another thing I should definitely mention, this world is not a flat world. This world will not generate any terrain because it's actually a clean room world. A clean room is where basically you can designate how many layers you want when the world is spawned, and all these chunks out here that you really can't see right now are not spawned because I haven't explored them yet. So severely cuts down on lag, allows me to drop all of my arenas on this map, and as soon as I region it out, all these critters and stuff will stop spawning. I just haven't turned them off in this world yet. So I'm going to stand on my little marker here. So my helper is now in the way. He's about to get pasted on. And I'm going to paste. And now we have a nice little copy of the arena here, and we can go ahead and get started. So let's bust a hole in here and jump down and have some fun. So first things first, as all of this decides to chunk, you'll need to create the first spawn point of the arena. I pick the red side. This should all be red wool, but we'll worry about that later. So all you need to do is stand on the block that you want to create your first spawn point, and the command is going to be determined by which game type you want to make. I want to make this a battleground arena. There's arena arenas, battleground arenas, coliseum arenas, and the like, even your own custom arenas. So for this one, I'm going to do BG create, and I'm going to name this one BG2 because I already have a BG. So there it goes. It gives me the good feedback. You create arena BG2, and the type is battleground because I used the battleground BG preface rather than using \arena create. But to create any more spawn points, you'll need to do the arena alter command rather than BG. So let's go ahead and jump over here as we ignore the people who are screaming my name. And we're going to go to the other side, the opposite side. We can get here. And we're going to set the second spawn point. So we go arena alter BG2 2. Now we set team 2 to spawn on this arena, so on this side of the arena, directly on this spawn point. So that's great, dandy. Let's go over here to the yellow side, which actually, when you do wool teams, your third spawn point will not be yellow. It will actually be white, I believe it is. So we're going to do change this here, and we'll just enter this command again, and we get good feedback that we've set the third spawn point. Sorry. And I'm going to jump over here, and we'll create the last one. There we go. Now this is going to be an arena that can have up to 4 teams. You can do less teams than you have spawn points, that's fine. It'll only use spawn points based on how many teams you set the game type to have. But now, BG Arena 2 is for all intents and purposes complete. If they have the permission, they were to join right now and queue up, they would be able to enter this arena based on the battleground rules. Now that we've created our first arena, this could be joined by anybody right now who has the appropriate permission, the BG join, and they could use the command \BG join and join the queue for this. Once it had enough people in queue to populate this arena based on the team sizes of the configuration, it would go ahead and automatically start porting people in here. So if you want to just use the default configurations, this arena would be good to go. But I want to take and adjust mine a little bit and also walk you through the configuration file a little bit as best as I know it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and tab over to the configuration file, and we'll take a look at it. So at first, the first thing I did was change the name of the money. It defaults to gold, but if you change this to the name of the currency on your server, it's going to tag all the rewards and all the stuff that pops out associated with currency and actually give it the customized name, which is awesome because we have OG cash as ours, so it's nice to say that you received 100 OG cash for winning or whatever it may be that you set. The next, the teleport offset. I left mine at 1 because I definitely don't want to be one of those tardwards that teleports you into the floor. So this is going to raise them 1 block above the block that you were standing on when you set the arena and spawn point. And go ahead and make sure, 100% sure, that it's not going to put them in the floor. This number of saved inventories, I believe, is per person. So 5 old inventories, I guess your 5 most recent inventories before joining the match are saved and cached, and then the 6th one is obviously deleted. So I didn't set this any higher. It comes default at 5. I haven't had any issues yet. So if I started to see some issues with memory usage or lag or anything like that associated with this, one of my first things would probably be to tweak this down. Next is the disabled commands. It comes default, I believe, with them up to here. However, we have set home, fly, being able to TPO, TP override. Don't want them TPing anywhere. We don't want them using any kits. We don't want them healing. We don't want them selling any items that they get while they're in there. We don't want them allowing other people to TP to them and accept teleport requests that are incoming. So I went ahead and beefed this list up a little bit, and this has pretty much covered all the commands so far. And if anybody does manage on my server to throw in something new, you can rest assured it'll be here as fast as I can put it. This goes through some of the default options that are global now. So anything that you adjust in the default options can be overridden, like it says, by creating your own match types or adjusting the match types that are already there by default. So seconds till match begins, seconds till match, all of these things can just be adjusted on your own. You can take the time, and it does have a lot of information explaining what each one of these does, like time after winning to run around and collect the loot, seconds to loot. As you scroll down, each of the event options, same thing. Scheduled event options, same thing. Match announcements. This gives you what's going to default announce when you have any sort of match. It's going to announce it to the server when it pre-starts, and that's when it ports everybody in. And then there's going to be a 3-second countdown till the match begins, seconds till match begin. And then it's not going to announce to anybody when the match actually starts, because the only people who care are going to be the people that are in the match, and they're obviously going to know it started. Once it's done, however, the match is going to announce the victory after the second salute. And if you don't adjust any of the match times beyond this, if you leave the match time field blank, then all your matches are going to be 120 seconds or 2 minutes. So if you look down here, you see that you can actually set some prerequisites. Prerequisites are what people will need in order to queue and join for the match type. So you might have ranked matches where people are required to have a minimum ELO or a maximum ELO, for example. You might have them paying to join a match where the pot is really, really big. For example, a free-for-all where everybody pays 1,000 and the winner might get 12,000 or 15,000 or maybe even just 10,000. You can decide that. It shows you through each of the stages and gives you a brief explanation of what is going on during each of the stages. So on open, this is just for events that have an open stage. On the pre-start, which is what happens when you are loaded in to the match, but the match hasn't actually started yet. You're in your spawn room and you're clicking the class signs, or you're jumping around aimlessly, you're derping, whatever it may be. The start of the match, the victory, on complete. Now the difference between victory and complete is there's a victory where you will have 5 more seconds before the match is actually complete. Now you want to take and look at this because on victory you might want to do something different to them. You might want to clear their inventory, you might want to do whatever else. And on complete, because if you clear their inventory on victory, that's going to remove any of the gear that you've given them in the match. And on complete, you're going to want to take and maybe give them money, you might want to give them items, you might want to, who knows what you want to do, you can decide that. But that's the difference between those two. On complete, they will be ported out of the arena and back to wherever they spawned queued from and joined the arena from. So once you're inside the match, you've got a couple different transitions, what they're called. Basically when you respawn, what happens when you die, what happens when you join the match, what happens when you first enter the arena, and what happens when you leave. For example, you might want to clear their inventory, or on enter, you might want to clear their inventory as well if you have gear in there that you want them to only use during that match. Lastly, well not lastly, but here, it's got some prizes. The prizes are allowing you to separate who gets what at the end of a match. The tournament for first place and participants is different from just a normal battleground. You can give the winner, say, 100 cash, and you can give the losers 15 or 20. Thanks for joining. As you go down here, you see the different options that you can do in each one of these parameters. So now we've gone over each of the stages and each of the different elements, basically, each of the different elements. And down here, you can determine the parameters of all of those elements. So these are basically your arguments that you're going to supply to the matches and tell them what you do and don't want it to do during each one of these stages that you've looked at. So if you consider a few of these, some of them are very, very, very straightforward. Clear inventory obviously clears their inventory. Give items gives them a list of items that you need to supply. Teleport them into the to the arena. Teleport them out of the arena. Turn their PvP on, or if you want during the pre-match, turn their PvP off. Maybe you give them 10 seconds to get in position where nobody can attack anybody, and then after 10 seconds, boom, go to town. You can set their health and you can set their hunger. So if you wanted a one hit, one shot, one kill style match, you could set their health to 1. You could set their hunger to maybe 5 or 2 and make it really quick. They gotta be right in there and go ahead and get their kill. And if not, they're gonna starve to death. On exiting the match, or on entering the match as a requirement, you can set the amount of money they're either going to be given or taken from them to join the match. You can do the same thing with experience. So this allows you to maybe reward them additionally with levels as they join or leave the match, or win the match, or maybe even just for participating they get a little bit of experience as well. On respawn, it allows you to toggle on, I guess, if they can or cannot respawn. I really don't have to use this much because I use the actual respawn on spawn up there. So if you look down here, you can enchant all sorts of players. Anything that you want to enchant, you can give them as an enchant, which allows you, for example, to give them a speed buff after they die the first time. That'll basically help them get back into the fight a little faster, especially on larger arenas. And you can also determine how long these enchants last. You can de-enchant them. For example, when they join the match, you can de-enchant every single player who joins to make sure they're not coming into any of your battles with enchants that you don't want them. I haven't used this disguise, but I assume it obviously disguises the players, and undisguise is pretty self-explanatory. It undisguises the players. You can store their experience and store their items before they join with store experience and store items, and then restore that experience and restore those items after the game is over. So, for example, we looked earlier about clearing their inventory and the amount of inventories that it will save. The amount of inventories it'll save is this store items, as it's storing their items. And if you clear the inventory of the player before they leave the match, and then on exiting the match, you can restore their items if you stored them before the game began. If you look down here, basically this goes over the difference between events and matches. This gives you some examples of storing items before players join, or as they join I should say, on enter, and how to restore it as they leave. So the difference between matches and events: matches are generally have an open phase, events generally have an open phase, and you can create events that schedule on a certain amount of time, have different prerequisites than matches. They can hold tournaments, you see tournament style events. And events also have a couple different game types by default. So if you look down here, we start to see some of the actual match types that have been designated for the configuration file. And by default, the arena style match is basically porting them in, turns their PvP off, it clears their inventory, alright? So it turns them off when they join. The prereqs is having a clear inventory. On start, it's going to go ahead and teleport them in, turn their PvP on, and disallow their block breaking with block break off. This allows you to protect your arena build. You don't have to worry about Ward Guard regenning any blocks that they destroyed, because they can't destroy any blocks. So now that they've spawned, okay, for the first time, this is period, they're going to be de-enchanted, going to remove any enchants, whether they brought them into the arena, somehow glitched, somehow anything. It's going to de-enchant them and remove them all. It's going to give them items, and those items are listed down here, bread 5, so if you manage to live a little bit, you can actually feed yourself. It's going to set their hunger to 20, which is full, and it's going to set their health to 20, which is also full. This give class is the class that basically determines a set of gear, a set of potions, a set of whatever you want, as well as different armors, different items. You could have a ranger class that only has a couple of splash potions and maybe some bows and arrows, maybe one enchanted bow. The gladiator class might have, and maybe leather armor for your ranger class, whereas a gladiator class might have, by default, diamond armor, diamond sword, has, I think, one regeneration potion, a health potion, and a splash potion off the bat. So anything else that you might want to give class-specific wise, you can adjust in the classes YML. And then if you want to basically give everybody a set of gear, everybody's going to get this bread here because they're hungry, you're going to be able to designate what you want to specifically give them with the give class and what you want to globally give them with the list of items. Now on complete, it says I'm going to go ahead and teleport you back out of the game. This is when the match is done, not when it's finished, but when it is completely over and they have had time to loot, if it's enabled. It's going to teleport you out, disenchant all of the enchants from you, remove them completely, and it's going to clear your inventory of anything that you've gained. Additionally, the winner is going to have his health set back to 20 and his hunger set back to 20. If you lost and your health is below that, or your hunger is below that, well, that's unfortunate because you're not getting anything. So a skirmish, difference is, if you look down here, on start, it doesn't clear any of your inventories, and nor does it clear anything when you leave. So the only thing that it's doing right here on complete, teleport out, and on start, teleporting you in, it's immediately turning your PvP on, and it's saying block break off, go to town. As soon as you're done, I hope you've gathered up all the stuff that you want, because I'm teleporting you out and you get to keep whatever it is that you won. So in this kind of skirmish, you would want to load in with the best gear you have possible or you're willing to risk, and battle it out and hope to collect gear from everybody else that you kill while you're in there. So let's take a look at the battleground arena type, because that's what we just made in game, and it's also going to make a lot of what I've just explained make sense because you can see how it's applied. Now the battleground up here is denoting the type of match that it is. It is enabled, absolutely, and the command is BG. That's why we did BG create, and that's why you do BG join. If you look here, it says type battleground, which is referencing this type of match. Skirmish references skirmish, and arena up here references arena. So if you wanted to create your own match type, let's say you have a nice arena for King of the Hill, and you wanted to change this up here to King of the Hill, you would definitely enable it, and you would set the command to maybe KOH. Now, if you wanted that King of the Hill to reference all of this here, and instead of creating your own parameters, you could just set the type to battleground. Now let's look at the prefix here. When you use the server announce, it's going to blast this prefix in addition to all the players who joined whenever the match starts. So you know you joined a battleground, and so does the rest of the server. The victory condition, and I don't know all of them off the top of my head, is highest kills. So the team or person, depending, who has the highest kills at the end of the match time is going to be declared the victor. Now normally this would default to 60. That's how it comes naturally, but I've actually set it to 5 minutes, which is 60 times 5, in order to give the game type just a little bit of time. Now the in teams here is the number of teams that are in the match. We created 4 spawn points, so we have 4 teams. However, if we set this to say 2, for example, it would only use the first 2 spawn points that we created. If we set this back to 4, it's going to use all 4 of them now. And depending on how many people you want on the team, we could add, say 4. It's going to drop 4 people per team into each one of those spawns that we created. However, I should note that if you set the team size to 4, you're going to need 16 people queued before this arena would even pop. So we'll go ahead and set this back down to 1, where you only need 4 people. Now, on join, it's going to turn your PvP off. It's going to store your items, and it's going to store experience. This is going to basically hold off everything that you've got, and it's going to log it. Now, once you get into the match and you're in that 3 seconds before the match starts, or pre-start, it's going to turn your PvP off, teleport you into the match. It's going to give you items. So down here, you can get your 5 bread. And it's going to disenchant anything that you may have on you. So if you try to enchant yourself up before you go into this match type, it's just going to get removed. And your block break is going to be turned off to protect my arena. Another thing that I've added in here, it's not in the default config, is the always wool teams. And this is going to give every player and every team a wool hat. And I should note here as well that if you use a class where you give them armor, for example, the gladiator class gives diamond armor, the helmet is actually replaced by the wool, so you won't be able to really use the diamond helmet. But I'm also going to put another note in here. Since I don't have any clear inventory yet, I want to clear their inventory. Now that they've joined in, I've stored it here, and I've cleared their inventory with this one here. Now, as soon as they get in on the pre-start, they're going to be given the gladiator class, and since their inventory was cleared, it's going to allow them to have nothing but a diamond set of gear, a splash potion, a health potion, a regen potion, a bow, and some arrows. And that's all that class gets. And then everybody, this is going to be global, not just specifically to the people who have this class, but to all players in the game, are going to get this item, which is 5 bread. So if we go down here, once the match starts, your PvP is turned on and your block break is definitely turned off. So it just kind of double checks that, makes sure that nothing shady goes on between here and there, and ensures that for the whole entire match your block break will indeed be off. Now on complete, this is when the match is finished and after any victory session, which is actually not defined here, we'll define that in a second, but on complete it's going to teleport you out. It's going to remove any enchants that you might have, except for the winner, and it's going to restore your items and restore your experience that we stored earlier before you joined the match. So I'm going to go ahead and do onVictory. And options. Now that I have this onVictory stage before the complete stage, this is the 5 seconds where they've managed to run around and get loot, I can clear their inventory before they leave the match, allowing me to restore their items and restore their experience safely after they've exited. So looking at the on spawn here, this is what happens when you respawn. The options, enchants, allows you to get the enchants that it's going to give you, set your health back to 20, set your hunger back to 20, and de-enchants you of anything that I guess may have persisted through death. Again, it's going to give you the class, default gladiator, but if you notice, it doesn't give you any bread. So here, enchants, speed 3, as soon as you respawn, you're given a speed 3 enchant that's going to allow you to run a little bit faster, jump right back into the fray, and it only persists for about 90 seconds or so. So it's not that long, but you might be able to dash in, get a kill, dash out, and then be back on the level playing field. So on death, this is clearing your inventory, as you can see, but it's also allowing you to respawn. If you wanted, say, a map where, King of the Hill, where as soon as you die, you're done, you would simply remove this respawn here. But since we want it, I'll put it back. Oop, if I can spell it right. So now we're going to look at what we give the winner. Since the winner is declared here, he's going to get something different, maybe the winning team, I should say too, and than anybody else. So let's go ahead and give him money, 100. So now he's going to get 100 OG cash for winning the match. And on complete, I want to go ahead and give all the participants another, let's say 25 OG cash. So now, everybody's getting 25 OG cash, and the winner is getting 25 OG cash plus 100 for a total of 125. Not too shabby. So, addition to that, we have an enchants field here and a list of enchants. So he's going to get some nice enchants, well, decent enchants, that are going to last for at least a little good while. So, now the rest of these game matches are pretty straightforward. They follow the exact same thing that I've just described. The only exception is it's named different, and they have different variables down here that's making them a little bit different from what they've basically been before. So if you look here, a lot of the same options are done in the same ways. Team size is still the same. However, it simply is an adjustment down here. For example, it's giving you different items. It's not giving you a class. It's giving you a speed boost here as well, but it's not quite as big as the speed boost you got up there. Additionally, it's giving you some different things here. Only giving you 1 money, giving you some experience for winning as well. And I'm going to go ahead and stop there because I don't have any events or anything like that going on my server right now. And as I do, I'll introduce them as tutorials as well. So I'll go ahead and make sure you can see a nice little copy of this again. Go ahead and pause the video if you want to kind of look at this and see any of these particulars, and we'll go ahead and jump back into a real fight. Alright, so now I've got a few people here that are going to be helping me with a little match here, and one of the main things that we want to do is reload with an arena reload, and that's going to reload all of these plugin changes that we just made in the configuration file. And I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody to queue. And I've also given them a permission, which I haven't showed you, but it's arena.join. So if you guys need the permissions, I'll plug that in at the end here. But let's go ahead and do a BG join. Oh, and that's not a BQ, it's a BG join. Now, if you can see, I'm in position 1, so everybody else needs to join. And once people join, I can do a BG check and see that there's 2 players in queue. So I'm position 1, sorry, and there are 2 people in queue. So as these guys do a queue.bg join, BG join, fools, BG join. As soon as these guys join, and got 3 people, and oh, so we've got 3 people in queue now, and as soon as the last person joins, you'll automatically be ported in. There we go. Okay, so now we've joined in. I'm on the red team, and I'm gonna go ahead and haul ass over here to this new guy who I haven't seen before, and he's good. Oh god, I jumped in lava. I can't believe I just did that. That's retarded. I'm gonna get in the water here and fucking cleanse myself off. That was probably the dumbest thing I've ever done in this game so far. I'm gonna come on back behind here, and I'm gonna try to snipe the kill on this kid. Yeah, get some, get some, get some. Yes, sir. Come here, Slackins. Come here, Slackins. Come get some Slackins. Slackins. Have some. Oh, you're in a cobweb. You're in a cobweb. Oh, and Slackins was slain by dignity. That's what I like to see right there. Alright, so Benny's gonna get some now. Benny wants some, so he's come for some. Hello, Benny. And I see him looking in random ass directions and not hitting me at all. You're stuck in a cobweb. That is a cobweb, fool. And you're dead. So now I'm gonna drink my potion, and I'm gonna shoot Slackins probably. Actually, I'm gonna go up here a little bit and get some height. Oops, no, I'm not. I'm gonna fall down. Oh, here comes CCS. Oh, CCS got the enchanted stuff. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh god, get out of my way. Ow. He's gonna hurt. He's gonna hurt so bad. What I didn't tell you is that I did add in, some enchanted stuff that's, oh, F you. You knocked me down. I'm burning like a mofo. Oh god, okay. And I'm gonna throw my splash potion at these two fools. Oh, it didn't hit anybody. Oh man, he just toasted him. Benny just fucking toasted him. Did you see that? That was a toast. Oh yeah. Don't spawn camp, because you're gonna pay for that. And I don't know who got the kill there, but I am out. And they're probably gonna gang up on me, obviously, being the server owner. Let's gang up on CCS. I think he's hitting CCS. Yeah, oh god, no, 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 I'm in a corner. Jackwads are, Alright, and I'm dead. See, doesn't pay to be the owner. A lot of times they gang up on you just like this. But I'm going to get over here, and I am going to jump in on this guy. I think Slackins is probably lower health, and I want to get the kill on him if I can. Slackins was slain by dignity. Excellent. Still in the lead. Whoa, good lord. Get in a hole. Get in a hole. Get in a hole. Yes, sir. Getting some hits on him, which is nice. Oh, yeah, you're in a hole. I'm in a cobweb. I'm in a cobweb. You know I'm in a cobweb. Oh, God. Alright, that's bullshit right there. That was bullshit. Alright, well, now I'm going to take and arm my splash potion. And then I'm going... Oh, you're in a cobweb, fool. Come here, fool. Come here, fool. Come here, fool. Oh, yep, that's right. Right in the booty. Enjoy it. Oh, I'm in another cobweb. Oh, we have a cobweb off. Oh, what am I getting hit from behind? You see that? Him hitting me from like so far away. I'm gonna take a little pot there. Potting. I'm a potting potter. And good lord. Oh, Slackins is here. Want some payback from bad treatment from earlier. I can tell. Ah, man. I know he's almost dead. I know he's almost dead. I'm going to arm my splash potion off the hop. CCS is in a cobweb. He's about to get splash potioned. And booyaka shot. I don't know if I hit him or not. I don't think I did. Yeah, I think I did, maybe. Oh. I know CCS has got the regen. I probably should be going for Slackins. But... Oh, he's running. He's running, but he's low. Oh. Oh, oh, come on. Ouch. He hurts. There we go. And he's down. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Come here, Slackins. You running little bastard. Womp, 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 womp. You guys probably hate my PvP commentary at this point. But, oh, I'm in a cobweb. And I'm going to jump this. And you're in a cobweb too, son. Enjoy. Oh yeah, oh god, it's a gangbang up here. I'm out. Don't like the gangbang. I am not here for that. God damn. He's fucking tearing me up. Do you see that? Fucking tearing me up. I'm calling some hacks on that shit right there. I don't die. What are you talking about? The owner. Owners don't die. We just get asked to op people 1,000 times a day and answer the same questions multiple times. That's right, Slackins. Try to shoot me. Try to shoot me. Oh, yes, sir. Gangbang up. and victorious. So as you can see, I have vanquished all foes. I was actually over right there at the end, and go ahead and tell everybody GG. I was given 25 OG cash right there in the first one, and it says OG cash. I'll probably put a space there and it'll space it out a little better. And I'm also given 100 OG cash for being the winner there. So there you guys can see, it's that easy, it's that simple to go ahead and get up and running. Thank you guys. Thanks guys for the PvP. It was a lot of fun. Trust me, once you get 10 people in there, 20 people in there, it's a blast, an absolute blast. The additional game types are fun. We've got some other cool arenas coming out that we're twisting these core mechanics to use, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick introduction as to the plugin and what it's capable of. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see what we're doing on OGCraft, you're more than welcome to. I'll also go ahead and put in a few links at the bottom there, maybe the clean room world generator, so you guys can generate your own clean rooms like I have, and it does need multiverse. I'll also give you guys links to the BattleArena plugin, but you probably already have it if you're here. And again, thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy.